everyone. Good evening. Today we have Mrs. Anuradha from Australia logging in at almost 11:30 and in the night.
That's
A very
right.
warm welcome to you. Please go ahead and introduce yourself to all of us. We would love to hear from you.
Yeah, thank you, Dr. Medini. I would first of all like to thank yourselves, Dr. Tripathi, and the entire team for making me part of this wonderful journey, and of course, the opportunity to talk to you guys and everyone across the FFD world, across the globe, I guess. Just to give a quick introduction about myself, well, as you know, I'm based here in Sydney, Australia. But I guess the first thought that came to my mind when it was FFD, coming from India and especially from Pune. I'm very close to Pune because I actually, kind of grew up in Maharashtra, and I did my master's from University of Pune as well. And I saw Dr. Tripathi's, the introductory section, and I think he mentioned BJ Medical College. So actually, I have been to BJ Medical College. So memories just flashed, for me, and I had that instant connect. I think that was also one of the reasons which motivated me to join this group. But of course, what can I say about this program? I mean, the starting itself was quite overwhelming, I must say, because it was like, wow. I mean, I've heard of diabetes reversal, like, from quite a few people, and I've heard that it's really rigorous. It's next to impossible. You can't do it. And I've always heard things like that. But when I saw that first call with Dr. Tripathi, it was so motivational. He is an inspiration. I guess he's like a one-man show, I must say, at least to, motivate you. And that energy and enthusiasm, I think, really infused in me. And I can see that as well. A lot of other participants do say that in the WhatsApp group that I'm part of, do say that, and that's really, really wonderful. Of course, I will be talking about my journey as we go along.
That's lovely.
Right.
So before we start with to know more in detail about your journey, about this entire program that you've been following so consistently and sincerely, what was the most favorite part and what was the most toughest part that felt that was really challenging, but you overcame it very gracefully? So could you just share a little bit of that and few insights about how you felt, doing the inertia that you needed to follow the program?
Yeah, that's a very good question, actually. Let me start with the best part, actually. It's like what I found really the best about the program. It's very interesting. What I found best was actually the breakfast. And you know why? Because I'm a South Indian, and I've been eating idlis and dosas, and here in Australia, of course, we've been eating toast sometimes, and cereals on the go. I go to the office very early in the morning when I was working, from the office. So now my entire program changed, right? I had a new diet, I had a new regime, a new routine to follow, and I had to cook it myself as well. And my family is watching me, and my husband and everybody, they vouch for me that I'm a very bad cook. Okay. And I started enjoying cooking, and I've learned some of the very nice and nice delicacies from your FFD app for recipes. And I look forward really to that breakfast. And the now that I'm trying to improve weight, and the laddu that my dietitian has recommended, I've made it myself, and I'm so proud about that. So I think that's the most exciting part. I'm actually rediscovering myself, I must say that. Wow. So that's the best part, I feel. And thanks to, of course, the entire team in FFD for pushing me to do this. And challenges, I would say, initially when I started, the first phase, the first week I was all over the place. Right. Because I was trying to, there was so much information overload about the program, and because it's like a general program, it's not like catered just for myself, right? So I had to take bits and pieces which would suit me. And of course, being abroad, we had to make sure that we get this, we get that. all the ingredients. I had to go running looking for. I never knew like there was moringa grass, a green smoothie. I've never had a smoothie in my life. I'm not a smoothie person at all. So I was just too overwhelmed, and I guess the challenge for me was to get all that sorted, get all that ready for me so that I can be organized. Usually an organized person, because when I start my week for my work, I don't want any interruptions, but I wanted the program also to be running. So the first
Yes.
week was a nightmare. And because I think it started on a Sunday, so the week had started. So it just was like, all over the place. And I was trying to do the app there, getting some help here and there. And I don't know, I mean, some of your, I guess, the admin staff, I must thank them as well, because we have been pestering them. Hey, how do I get on this? What do I do? So I guess I was all over the place.
Right.
And not that I ever doubted it or anything, because, anytime there was any doubt, as Dr. Tripathi says, take a deep breath and, release it out. So I have been trying to do that. And I guess that's the challenge was there in that initial phase. And then, of course, I had to kind of incorporate that, right? Like once I was kind of settled after the first, I think 1 or 2 weeks,
Right.
which you call the adjustment phase anyway, where I guess everybody needs to get sorted, like get all the right things to eat, your diet. You got to, and of course, you have to prepare everything in advance so that you can take that at the right time. And what I didn't like, of course, testing 4 times a day, man. That was really, I guess it wasn't like painful, but it's like, okay, all right, I have to do the test now. And my heartbeat going up and down, what's my reading going to be? So I guess I was too concerned about the readings initially.
Mhm.
And I must say I've overcome that now. Yeah. Initially it was like, oh, I have to get it in my green zone. It has to be right. So I think that kind of was challenging for me. And I have had my, low days, and, when it's high and hey, I'm doing everything right. Why is it high? Or, the days when it's like really good, I get really super excited and, my day goes well. So I think it used to affect me initially. And
Right.
that's what I thought was some kind of a challenge, I would say.
Yes. So, did you feel you mentioned about testing 4 times a day? So, didn't that help you realize that how exactly your body works? Because you're eating in portion sizes. You said you loved the breakfast that we prescribe here. So, how did you come to know, like, what changes did you see in your body and your blood sugar levels? How did that pricking of your finger? I know it's quite a sensitive topic to deal with, but how did that help you cope up? I'm sure you must be not testing that regularly right now because you must have analyzed like how your body really works by now.
Yeah, you're so right about that, because it kind of got that trend, right? Like, what's my trend when my morning breakfast, which is really a protein based breakfast. So obviously, and I'm enjoying it completely. So obviously, yeah, you're right. My entire day's graph was getting plotted every day. So obviously that, and I guess I shouldn't say I entirely didn't enjoy. I partly enjoyed, like a cynical enjoyment, because I am a scientist and I'm a microbiologist. So I
Wow.
kind of, I've done this my whole life, testing blood. This is all something that comes naturally to me. So it's very nice when you're doing for somebody else or when you're teaching someone, but when you're doing it for
For yourself.
yourself and you find that, hey, the reading is not right. So that kind of, impacts you. But yeah, you are right, doctor, there, because it did plot the chart for me, and I knew exactly what I eat, my sugar goes up, and what I, or sometimes what I do, gets it down as well. So yeah, definitely, I would say that that was a huge, I guess, benefit. I have, I mean, gradually I have slowed down, but again, the scientist in me wouldn't allow me to, and I'm very curious. Let me see what my sugar level is now. So I still, I'm trying to do my best. I only miss it or skip it if I can't, if I'm traveling or going out, and that's the only time I'm missing it. But otherwise, I'm still going strong.
Right. And you just mentioned you're a microbiologist. I'm sure you must be really busy with your entire day schedule. So, how do you try to strike this balance between your personal life and your professional life, plus with this protocol being followed? So, how do you really plan out your day? And, how do you strike that perfect balance?
Yeah, well, that's where my organizational skills come in, I guess, because in my work life, I have to be very organized to do what I do, or else it will be chaos. So I guess that's what I've always been like that. So fortunately now, I actually don't have to go into the office to work, and I'm not actually doing any microbiology work now, but I'm actually joined an IT company which actually supports the life sciences or the pharmaceutical industry. So right now, I'm actually working in IT, so it's like a more like a desk job for me. So since the last 2 years, since the pandemic started, I'm actually working from home. So that kind of gives me an edge, an advantage, because I can be more flexible, I guess, in following the routine. In fact, now my office routine is revolving around my FFD program. So I
Wow.
make sure my meetings are the ones that I schedule are exactly once I have finished my, my exercises and I've had my next meal, and only then I have my meeting. I mean, I'm just saying whatever I can, right? It's not like I get that right every time, but I do try to do that. So I've been kind of, I would say, I've been fortunate to balance that pretty well, and that does, kind of, I guess, keep me going, because I have the, I guess, capability to do it. So that's, yeah, I've been managing it pretty well so far.
That's lovely. And what your family members, your close friends, your work colleagues have to tell you about all the transformation that they see in you.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I mean, some of my work colleagues are, of course, watching me on Zoom, just like you are. And I have been telling them about the program, and they can, of course, see the difference in me. So they can see that I've become more leaner. And I guess, I mean, I used to be always like energetic, but I guess they could see the physical appearance as well. And my family, I would say, they were actually shocked. Some of my family was actually shocked, even my friends, like, oh, wow. I mean, I think I wasn't really a very big person to start off, and I did lose quite a few kilos. And of course, I had the weight around, all the wrong places. So I guess I lost that, and that really made me even more, I guess, skinnier, right? So there was some negative and there were some positive comments. So negative, of course, were like, oh, you look too skinny. Are you okay? And I was like, yeah, I'm perfectly fine. And that's how I just overcame that. And I guess the others were like so motivated. They were like, what did you do? What did you do to lose weight? And we want to do it. So, I've been guiding them, and, I've been telling them, hey, it's nothing's impossible. It's all there in your mind. It's really in your mind. If you set to do it, you can do it. And I think once you start doing it, you automatically kind of, it's like, I don't know, it's kind of a discipline, or what do you say? You just look forward to it, to like you're just doing it automatically. Initially it was like, oh, I have to do this, I have to do that, but now it's a set routine. And I just get up in the morning, and I've never been an early morning person, and now I like get up really early, and I can do all my exercises. I do my, my routines, and even, yeah, my breakfast, I enjoy that, and the entire day goes by just, around the program. And then, the whole day is gone, but then I'm ready again to do that. And it makes me wonder, oh, wow, I am able to do that. So definitely, of course, the motivation is coming from the entire team, and I can see I'm part of these groups, who keep talking like and keep motivating you. So I think the first initial couple of months, there was a great push from the team. So, and I think they know that now they are set into the routine, and they can, they can let go, because you guys are not going to be there forever, right, with us. So we have to do this. I think self motivation is also very important. You shouldn't really get used to, somebody telling you what to do. And I guess self motivation has always been my X factor, and I try to use that as much as I can.
That's lovely. And you just mentioned about your BMI. So how are you enjoying this athletic identity phase where you're working on building up your muscles? And of
Yeah.
course, if you could share something with our audience that to be patient, to be consistent when it comes to muscle building, especially when your BMI is definitely in the normal range, but we're still looking at muscle building. So is it taking time for you? How is it? I think you could just give us a gist about it.
Yeah, definitely. I am falling under the, I guess, low BMI category, which I think was it a meso or yeah, I think it was a meso, right?
Miso, yeah.
Yeah, so a small frame, small lower BMI as well. And yes, I think there were some big fluctuations. But yes, I think what I would like to tell everyone out there who's, probably having weight loss and trying to improve their weight and the muscles, it is definitely a slow process because scientifically it's proven that, I guess the fat loss is there pretty fast, but the gain, right, the muscle gain, not the fat gain, the muscle gain is the difference, right, which takes time to build. And definitely it will take time. And I can see a marginal increase, like, the difference that I can feel, because I think some last month, probably before I started the muscle gain and muscle build, I
Right.
was really skinny. I looked skinny. Now I can see there's a little bit of, roundness in certain areas. So that's where the muscle is building. My weight hasn't drastically increased, but I'm just looking forward to that. And I know that that's probably where I'm going to head. So I guess, fellow FFPians and others who are watching, I would definitely say that consistency absolutely is the key to anything. And I've always believed in karma, right? Doing it, just do it. I like that slogan. Just do it, because don't wait for the rewards or don't expect anything that it's going to happen. There are some miracles that have happened with FFT, which I will share very soon. But I think the main thing is these things take time. Muscle building is a slow process, as we know, but it's definitely going to do that. And each day you do your resistance bands or your weights, you're trying to do that, you're only gaining, you're not losing anything. I just feel that, I mean, whether I'm gaining weight or not, I'm still gaining something. I'm gaining something every day, and the result will definitely be there one day. It's just been, I think this is just my 5th month into the program. So I'm looking forward to the rest of the year. And I'm hoping that the more and more, I'm going to stick to this, I'll be probably an athlete, as you called.
Lovely. Yes. And you mentioned about certain miracles that have happened with you. So would you like to share something about it? Like what are the different changes surprisingly that you've seen really closely and would like to share it with all of us?
Yeah, I think the biggest surprise, of course, is that I'm off medication, and that too just within 2 weeks of starting this program. That was like simply like unbelievable, I think. And I was on quite a few high doses. I was never on insulin, but the medication I was on was pretty high. Um, and I've been taking it for quite a few years now. It's almost maybe even more than 7 or 8 years that I've been taking. So just within 2 weeks of the program, I was off it, and because I've been testing my sugars every day, 4 times a day, so I knew that it was like, it wasn't like really low in the normal range, but it was still manageable for a diabetic, which is what a diabetic management should be after a medication, right?
Right. Right.
So, and in fact, sometimes even lower. So that really, really surprised me. And I said, oh, wow. So what I was doing right, I was doing the right diet.
Mhm.
I was eating the right portions. I was, of course, exercise is the key as well. I mean, diet alone is not going to help. Exercising is very important, and it can be part of your routine, just like as you get up and brush your teeth, literally. You just have to do your exercise. And for me, my I think my main reason for even joining this program was I would do anything to come off medication. That's how I was. Because the medication was not suiting me, and I was actually eating more because I had some acidity issues. So I was eating more. So I guess it was catch 22, and the sugars went up because I was always eating more. So I guess that cycle like calmed down, and I'm not on medication, right? So automatically my natural body or is now I guess combating my insulin resistance. And of course I did learn a lot about insulin resistance in the journey. So I guess that's one of the biggest surprises, I would say, and which really is the big motivation for me. And every time I feel low or down, I think of that and I say, yes, I've did it, I've done it, and I have to keep going so that I don't get back into that again. So I have to keep going. So I definitely have realized that that was one of the biggest surprises, I would say. And of course the other big surprise was I'm getting better and better at cooking. So my cooking skills have improved, and definitely I can vouch for some good breakfast there for sure.
Wow, lovely. So as of now, we've spoken all the physical aspects, a lot of numbers. We spoke about sugar numbers, we spoke about medications, we spoke about your BMI. What about your mental aspect? Like how confident, how motivated? Could you share that? Has there been any shift and drift in your mood? Your thoughts, anything of that sort?
Yeah, I must say that to start off, I'm usually a balanced person. Like I don't really react or don't really, I'm neither optimistic nor pessimistic. I would say that. Okay, I'm a very neutral person and try to be really grounded most of the times, and a very practical person. Obviously, being a scientist, I'm always a practical person. So I don't just react. Of course, the numbers were there, they were doing their story. But I guess for mental state, after the initial adjustment phase, where there was a lot of turmoil and there was a lot of anxiety as well, I should say. But definitely there's been an improvement, and I have just started I think the phase 4 where the inner transformation has started. I think somewhere middle of last month, and from then on, I'm trying to do the meditation and trying to imbibe some of your um, meditation techniques that you've provided, which is like really really very useful, I guess, and step by step. And some of the memories that have long faded have all surfaced, and like I guess just today I was thinking about the teenagers time, and what is it that you liked at that point. And there was a smile, there was literally a smile on my face when I thought, oh wow, I was, I could think about my college days, and that was really, really nice. These are all deep memories which are hidden in your heart, and it never comes out. So it all comes out, And I don't have my diary here, but I have my journal. I have started writing in it, and I've always loved writing or reading, especially. So, the words just flow there, and it's really nice. And yeah, there has been a mental transformation in the sense. I would say being strong, I guess, is a virtue, right? As well. But when you're part of a program, a guided and a structured program for that, which is disciplined, it only makes you, I guess, an athlete, right? Because
Yes.
an athlete is disciplined. He has a goal, he has a target, which we have, and we have to reach that. But to get to that, you have to exercise. I mean, you have to physically prepare yourself, and I guess that's what we are doing, physical and mental. The mental stability really, and I think the mental stability came from, you got so many pressures, you have to work. And here, in Australia we don't have any domestic help as well, so you've got to manage your work, you've got to manage your your household duties, you've got to manage your family, you've got all your pressures. So and the program is quite tedious. It's a lot. And that's how, I mean, you have to do the program to become that athlete, right? You have to do vigorous exercise, you have to have a discipline in what you're doing and follow it. I mean, if you're going to say, okay, I'm going to cheat today and have like a sweet here and there. I mean, you're cheating yourself, not the FFT program, right? You're not cheating the program. You're actually cheating with yourself. So it's going to harm you. So you have to do it. So, that discipline, I guess, that discipline came, and with it, the mental strength comes, where I'm a really, I guess, even more a stronger person, because, I'm an organized person. So anything that deviates, like this program is a big deviation for me, right? So that was a deviation for me. And that deviation really unsettled me. And then slowly, I overcame all these challenges. And now I'm really, I think, strong and quite proud that I'm able to do this program along with, all my other things, my normal day-to-day activities.
Lovely. Any final message or that you would like to share with our audience, just to pep them and motivate them?
Yeah, sure. I guess don't give up. And I think, as Dr. Tripathi says, right? मैं करके बताऊंगा. I can do it. I can do it. So I guess that's really the slogan. I would say, don't give up. And there's also another slogan here, very popular here in Australia, that if you want to win something, you have to be in it. So you have to do it, right? So you have to experience it. So you have to practically do it yourself and see the results. Don't listen to others. You don't have to listen to, your mentor or your doctor. Of course, they are going to guide you there, but you are the best judge of yourself. So believe in yourself, I would say. Believe in yourself. And of course, the success of this program is also quite evident. I mean, we are on the 78th batch or something, right? So obviously, you've had so many batches before, and there's so many of the people who have, reverse diabetes. And if not, come off medication or lowered medication. There's so many stories that we are hearing of. So it's definitely for your betterment and for your improvement. So everyone out there, I mean, even if it doesn't look as bright as it should be today, you are working towards that. And just trust yourself, and trust someone who is actually trying to, do a structured program, and do it for a year, right? I mean, if it's a 1-year program, do it and see it for yourself. And obviously, you can take a call on that, right? And I guess the sustainability of the program, it's totally up to you. I mean, the program has given you a guide. It is telling you what is right, what's the right thing for you, what's the wrong thing for you. Just follow that, and I'm sure. And this is not the end of the tunnel. It's not the end of the road. It's not like I can never have a sweet again in my life. It's not that I'm not going to go back to my old diet. I can definitely, and in fact, there's not much of a difference at all, to be honest. Everything that we were eating before, it's just a different kind of, I guess, the variety that we're eating. So we're still eating good food. Home cooked food is always there, always the best. It's there. And there's so much variety actually now, just because we have an excuse, right? Hey, I need to control my sugar, so I have to eat this, nice dishes. So there you go. That itself should be a great motivation for everyone. And of course, coming off medication is a huge motivation, I guess. And for those people who want to lose their weight, wow, I mean, you guys will be like really happy with that, because you're definitely going to lose weight. You're going to look more fitter. It's not just about losing weight. You're going to look fitter, healthier, and the energy level, it's mind blowing. Trust me, it is. It is.
That's lovely. And actually see your energy levels peak at its highest. And it was lovely having you with us. Thank you so much for your time. I'm sure it's a pretty late there in Australia. Thanks a lot, and thanks for sharing your experience with us and with the audience. Yes.
Yeah, sure. My pleasure. I would like to thank the entire FFT team Dr. Tripathi and his team for the wonderful work that they are doing. It's a huge, huge service to mankind and society, and I'm so proud that we Indians are doing it. So 3 cheers for India.
Yes. Thank
Thank you
you.
very much for having me.